Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Nigerian government says it's committed to supporting families of fallen soldiers who laid their lives in service to humanity. Minister of Defense Mansur Danali made the pledge while speaking at a press briefing to announce the start of activities scheduled for the 2018 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration.
Those that lost their lives in the line of the duty had families and were responsible breadwinners. They had hopes and aspirations which they have sacrificed to save us. We therefore owe it a binding duty to remember and honor their collective memories. One may be very sure, and to manifest way of remembering and honoring these memories is by ensuring that the families they left behind are not being abandoned. The sacrifices have programs already been implemented for the dependents of fallen heroes, especially eligible children of the deceased who died in active service are offered scholarship to tertiary institutions by our services.
President Muhammadu Buhari and the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Ahmed Ali, will be traveling to Turkey to hold a bilateral meeting with the Turkish Customs Authority. Customs Deputy Comptroller General Aminu Dangaladimak disclosed this, saying the meeting is aimed at putting an end to the constant importation of firearms into the country. Since the start of 2017, the customs has confiscated over 2,600 firearms imported into Nigeria from Turkey. The rifles had been brought into the country in 4 shipments this year. Reacting to this, the Turkey ambassador to Nigeria pledged to work with the Nigerian government to fish out those behind the act. President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday met with leaders from the southeastern parts of Nigeria. Speaking to newsmen after the meeting, leader of Ohaneze Ndigbo John Nwodo said the southeastern leaders had a frank and robust exchange with President Buhari concerning the alleged neglect of the region by successive administrations, among other topics. He said the Southeast leaders were confident the president will deliver on his promise to them. In attendance were governors from the Southeast and traditional rulers in the region. The Abia State Police Command says it has recovered a number of arms from the home of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The State Police Commissioner, Anthony Ogbizi, said the weapons include petrol bombs and a double-barrel gun, as well as incriminating documents and letters concerning IPOB's activities and plans were recovered from Kanu's residence during a joint operation by security personnel in the state. He said the raid was carried out based on an intelligence report regarding the continued activities of some members of the group. Ogbizi said the operation also led to the arrest of one suspected member of the now-proscribed group. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has asked a federal high court to stop the Senate from probing him. The Senate last week resolved to investigate allegations raised by Issa Misau, senator representing Bauchi Central, against the police boss. Misau accused the police chief of collecting money from police officers before they are posted and sexually harassing female officers in the force. Idris, who has denied Misau's allegations, approached the court on Thursday seeking an order restraining the committee to sit or invite him until the outcome of the suits. President Muhammadu Buhari says his government will restructure the power sector to optimize the operation of electricity distribution companies in the country. Buhari, who was represented by Zainab Ahmed, Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, said this at the 23rd Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja. According to Ahmed, owners of privatized power companies have not been able to realize the objectives for which they acquired the asset, hence the move to restructure their equity holdings. She said the restructuring would involve the government and other private operators ceding some of their holdings to new investors who will inject fresh funds and expertise to improve the sector. Looking at more stories now, Defense Minister Mansur Dan Ali has reiterated the commitment of the Nigerian Armed Forces in upholding Nigeria's unity. Dan Ali, speaking at an event set aside to mark the start of the 2018 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration, said keeping Nigeria together as one indivisible country is a responsibility the Nigerian Armed Forces has embraced wholeheartedly. The ministry further stressed that the military would carry out its duties diligently, even though its men continue to pay the supreme price. He, however, reassured officers of the force of the government's unflinching commitment to improving their welfare. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has joined the global community to mark the 2017 International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. The Director General of the agency, Mustafa Mahaja, at an event to commemorate the day in Abuja, assured NEMA would continue its intervention program in the Northeast until the displaced persons return to their homes and their dignity restored.
Returning people to and retaining safe homes remain a daunting task which this government has given the topmost priority. No cost has been spared and the progress has been gradual and sustained. From June to September 2017 only, the federal government provided about 40,905 metric tons of assorted grains, namely maize, soybeans, rice, and sorghum, for immediate distribution by NEMA to displaced persons in the 6th state of the Northeast. This intervention is continuous till we are sure people remain at home to continue their lives in dignity, assured of their safety.
The devastating flood disasters, current insurgency in the northeastern states of the country, recent spread of health epidemic have proved beyond doubt that Nigeria requires support to improve capacities to disaster risk management, preparedness, and effective recovery. These major challenges are magnified due to inadequate capacities to identify and manage the disaster risks that exist.
Today, I will appreciate that we need to work hand in hand with our governments. We need to work hand in hand with our primary stakeholders that have ensured that there will be effective disaster risk reduction in our society.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it has recovered about 30 billion naira looted funds since the start of the whistleblowing policy. Acting chairman of the anti-graft agency, Ibrahim Magu, said this on Thursday at the launch of the whistleblower support project, Corruption Anonymous. The project, which is organized by the African Center for Media and Information Literacy, is part of efforts to encourage Nigerians to embrace the anti-corruption campaign. The whistleblower policy encourages citizens to report corrupt Nigerians guilty of diverting public funds to the EFCC. The system promises a maximum 5% of the recovered loot as reward to the whistleblower. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, and the Electrical Dealers Association of Nigeria has agreed to collaborate on checkmating the infiltration of substandard electrical products into the Nigerian market. Director General of SON, Osita Aboloma, addressing electrical dealers in Alaba International Market, Lagos, said the collaboration was needed to eradicate substandard electric products in the country.
Like your chairman said earlier on, that if you throw a stone in the market, you don't know who is going to touch. So that is why I'm here to beg you people to lead by example. First of all, do not sell or deal with what you cannot use. Let the charity begin from you. So we will do our work, because in my place they say so my people will explain our product, the importance of product registration, because the bottom line of product registration is for you to register your product so that people will be aware of your product, so that people will have confidence in your product, so that we'll be able to distinguish a shaft from the grains. So that when you come to us, you come with, in law, they say he that comes to everything must come with clean hand. In Igbo land, as in Yejiofo, you do the right thing. My people will tell you the benefits of standards.
In his remark, Executive Chairman of the Electrical Dealers Association, Fabian Ezorika, said the group is committed to ensuring the eradication of substandard electrical products in Nigeria.
So long as we are concerned with this partnership in question now, a lot of things will change. We are going straight for the standard we have asked to focus on. So just take it like that, it will come to pass.
On the issue of product registration, are you enlightening your
You can see they make it known to everybody, even you are here. So if somebody refuses to register his product, he's doing bad and harm to himself. So it's better and wise for everybody who is importing to go and have a registration form and register it properly, procedurally, the way some have asked them to do. And that will be another way of bringing in good things and removing in bad things. Money, not that Nigeria is losing money, even the people that own the goods, it's not themselves because they know, it's just like criminal murder. There is no school where they go and practice how to thief. It's when you take something that not belong to you, become a thief immediately. So they should learn to be a good Nigerian and follow government standard. That's only my humble advice to all of them.
My people, for Obodo, Nigeria, one infection don't surface in some part of this country where them they call monkeypox. This infection now from bushmeat, especially monkey, rat and squirrel. Now the fluid from this animal, they cause some more. As we get this infection, we get fever, headache, back pain, rashes for all in body like chicken pox, but no be chicken pox, na monkey pox. The only way to stop this obonge yamayama infection na to stop eating bushmeat. Abi any bushmeat we don't die, especially monkey, rat and squirrel. Make we try to wash our hand with soap and water before eating any food. Sanitize are good if you get time to wash and regularly. Make all of our health workers they use protective instruments, medicine we fit cure this obonge infection. Never day, but we fit avoid them. The Federal Ministry of Health and the National Center for Disease Control don't put head together to fight this monkey pox all over states. Make we now open eye so that monkeypox no go spread. If you suspect any symptoms of monkeypox, make you quickly rush go any health facility wey near you. Our guy Presido Mohammed Buhari want everybody make we dey kampe so that we go jolly in good government. Health na weto monkeypox. Now we fit chase am comot. Na Federal Ministry of Health bring una this message.
Welcome back. It's time for business with Ngozi Okoye.
Thank you, Fidelia. Nigeria's overnight lending rate dropped to 20% on Thursday on expectation that the cash squeeze will ease after money market rates over doubled previous session. The overnight rate closed at 44% on Wednesday after banking system liquidity hit a depth of 265 billion naira, traders said. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria has kept liquidity tight to support the currency, leaving its benchmark interest rate on hold at 14% this year. Oil prices fell Friday as the U.S. government report showed that domestic crude stockpiles fell for a third week in a row, even though the International Energy Agency had reported a monthly rise in global crude supplies. However, some analysts noted that the data were likely influenced by the Hurricane Nate, which promoted the temporary shutting of as much as 85% of Gulf of Mexico oil production last week. U.S. crude fell 70% to settle at $50.60 a barrel, while Brent crude settled down 69 cents to $56.25 a barrel. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) says the economy of some West African countries, including Nigeria, is going at a low pace in contrast to its population. Managing Director of IMF, Christine Lagarde, made this known while addressing the press at the ongoing International Monetary Fund annual meeting holding in Washington. She added that the organization will engage commodity-dependent countries on building up their buffers, as such countries are not faring as well as countries with diversified economy. The Nigeria stock market on Wednesday saw recoveries from a two-day loss and has managed to stay on top of its game. There was a 0.31% rise, which is 0.09% above previous day, leaving the all-share index at 36,845.46. The gainers of the day had international burials, Lafarge Africa, Stanbic IBTC, and Guinness leading. Losers chart saw two products from Dangote Group depreciate: Dangote Cement and Dangote Sugar, including Fort Oil and Cement Company of Northern Nigeria PLC. On the most traded table, Diamond Bank continues to take the lead, then Access Bank, Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, and First City Monument Bank. Summarizing the market, 3,175 deals exchanged at 156.389 million units, valued at 2.186. And that is it on Business News. When we return, we'll bring you foreign and sports stories. Don't go away.
The search for the 2017 WSCIJ Investigative Journalist of the Year is on. Are you a Nigerian journalist or a team of journalists with investigative stories on themes from regulatory failures, corruption in the public or corporate sphere, and human rights abuses in the country? The Wale Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism invites you to submit entries for the 12th Wale Soyinka Award for Investigative Reporting. Categories include print, radio, television, photo, online, and editorial cartoon. Submission deadline Tuesday, 24th October 2017 by 4 p.m. Winners will receive prizes in cash and kind worth 1 million naira. For the full award criteria and other information, please visit wscij.org. or call 0908-251-5179. Investigative reporting is the vital force for the restoration of human dignity. Wale Soyinka.
Glad to have you back. Partial result from Liberia's presidential election show former football star George Weah has taken an early lead. Figures from the National Elections Commission put Weah ahead in 11 out of 15 counters. His main rival, incumbent Vice President Joseph Boakai, leads in one county and is second in most others. A candidate needs more than 50% of the vote for outright victory. If no one achieves that, a second round will be held in November. Kenyan police shot dead 2 people and wounded a third when a crowd tried to storm a police station during an opposition protest against a looming presidential vote rerun. Police also used tear gas to break up small demonstrations in Kenya's 3 main cities, which are Kisumu, Nairobi, and the port of Mombasa, defying a government ban on rallies in city centers. Kenya's Supreme Court nullified the presidential election in August, citing irregularities, ordering a repeat vote on October 26th. Opposition leader Raila Odinga has, however, refused to take part in the poll, saying the rerun should not happen until wide-ranging reforms were brought in to prevent a repeated failure. The Emergency Committee of the Confederation of African Football will meet on Saturday, 14th October 2017 in Lagos to deliberate on recent happenings in the game in Africa as well as CAF competitions next year. President of Nigeria Football Federation Amaju Pinnick will on Friday receive President of the Confederation of African Football Ahmed Ahmed ahead of the meeting. The meeting comes up on the eve of the finals of the Aito Cup competition taking place at the Agege Stadium on Sunday. Britain's former heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury says he will return to the ring in April and is looking forward to 3 big fights in 2018. The 29-year-old has not fought since his shock defeat of Vladimir Klitschko to win the WBA, WBO, and IBF heavyweight titles in November 2015. Fury had his license suspended last October when he admitted he was using cocaine and struggling with depression. He, however, announced on Twitter that he would be returning to the ring by 2018. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola was named Premier League Manager of the Month for September on Friday after guiding the club to 4 wins from 4 games. City tops the table on 19 points and are ahead of local rivals Manchester United on goal difference after 7 games. Also, Tottenham Hotspur striker Harry Kane was named Player of the Month after scoring 6 goals in 4 league games. The 24-year-old opened his domestic account for the season with a brace in Tottenham's 3-0 win at Everton on September 9. Well, that's all on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Fidelia Aguncha.